Yeah.
enough for them at that point that the next time you have a conversation, you can build on that.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, because they can't understand. Like if I can take a jiu-jitsu example, when I was a white belt, it's like I want to learn all this cool black belt stuff. And my master's like, no, 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 no. You're asking me to teach you calculus, and you can't even add 1 + 1. It's like, no, no, you learn 1 + 1 = 2 first, and then I'll give you the next problem. That's calculus, dude. That's years away from you right now. You just don't
Yeah,
see
but
it.
but what if we think of it this way? If you were to explain what is jujitsu
Yeah,
to
right.
a kindergartner, how would
Yeah.
you explain it?
Gosh, I explain everything the same way to everybody, so I'm probably not good at this. I would say jujitsu is like a set of techniques, right, that keep you from getting hurt and keep you from hurting the other person.
Okay, it's a fighting style. It's a what?
Yeah, it's a fighting style. It's a set of techniques. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you're fighting. I mean, I'd prefer not to say it fighting. I mean, I guess it is fighting, but
Is the word technique a kindergarten word? I'm wondering.
no, it probably is not. That's why I said I just explained the same thing to when I talk to a kid, I talk to the same way I talk to you. I don't like change anything. And here's what I've found, Chris, in talking to kids understand way more than you think they understand.
Yes, I'm not going to deny that. But I
Yeah.
also think one of the things that's hard for me to do, and I think it's hard for you to do, is to adjust your explanation based upon the comprehension ability of the person you're talking to.
Yeah, right.
And so kids should be a more obvious example because they're less educated and they haven't lived as many years. But you
Yeah.
have this problem talking to people who they can't conceptually understand AI. They can't conceptually understand whatever's going on in philosophy and in logic
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever, right? I mean, and so you end up having to be able to do this with everyone. And if you do it well, this is an art. It's a skill.
Oh,
I've seen people who they aren't good at anything except they can explain things. They can explain relatively complex ideas relatively simply to people who have a simple understanding and make those people feel smart.
yeah, right, right. They
If you can
usually
make
explain by
someone feel smart on a difficult topic, you've got a skill that's money. It's
yeah,
worth money.
you've got a skill. I keep thinking back to Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson always says, like, if you're teaching something, you should be able to know like 10 levels higher than the level you're teaching at.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Because I'm thinking to myself, I want to dive into level 10 right away with you.
Yeah.
But if it's new to you, expecting you to think at level 10 is going to be kind of crazy.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Yeah. Very
I
crazy,
need
actually.
I need to be able to, for lack of a better term, dumb it down to level 1, bring you in at level 1 and see where it goes from there.
Yeah, and I don't like the word dumb it down.
I do
What I
because it makes me feel good. It makes me
Oh,
feel
it makes you
special
feel
and
good.
smarter and better than you.
Okay, well, there you go. Okay. It's like what I'd rather see is that you're distilling the essential truth of something down into something that somebody could understand. Like, for instance, my master, Alan Goes, right? He's what is he, 7th degree black belt. And I asked him one time, do you ever get tired of teaching white belts? He goes, no, no, I never get tired of it. Because what I'm teaching you from day one is the essence of jujitsu. This is the essence of it. I'm distilling down everything into something that you can do right now.
Okay, you just used distilling in two different ways in my mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Distilling it down to the essence,
Yeah.
distilling it down to something you can do.
Yeah.
Those are not the same thing in my mind.
Yeah.
So,
Correct.
so I agree with distilling it down to something you could do. So I'm going to take a complex topic and I'm going to distill it down to something you can comprehend,
Yeah. Right.
right? And it has nothing to do. It may not even be a good breakdown of what the entire topic is.
Yeah.
I may be starting in a place that we end up with a viewpoint that's totally outside of that. Right?
Potentially. Yeah.
Whereas distilling down to the essence would be like, oh, I take this complex idea and I distill it down to this one little idea that you can that explains the big thing.
Yeah. Right.
And so
Right.
I think that's a nuanced distinction, but I think there's the second thing you said, distill it down to something you can do, distill it down to something you can comprehend, distill it
Yeah.
down to within the capabilities of the person you're talking to. So part of that is you need to assess the person's capabilities, what they know, what they
Yes.
don't know.
Of
You
course.
can't
Yeah.
you can't do the typical mansplaining thing where you assume they don't know things.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And that pisses people off all the time,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Have you tried unplugging and replugging in your laptop?
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, you know, and this is the
Yeah.
problem I have with customer service is they've got a script to follow, which handles the
Yes.
dumbest people. And I
Yeah.
usually say, before you ask me any of these questions, let me tell you everything I've done.
Yeah. Right.
Right?
Right.
I don't want to go through your script, so I'll tell
Yeah.
you what
Right.
I've done. Please
Yeah.
escalate me to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
and that's one of those things. And it's always the case. Every customer service group you have, they're designed to figure out the dumb people or the people who don't know what they're doing, I should say,
Yeah.
because
Right.
versus those who know what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, but here's what I'm gonna throw at you, Chris. I'm gonna say that even though you think you're super smart, if you can't explain it in a simple way that a child can understand, just like you mentioned before, you're not that smart. You don't
Yeah.
understand.
So I'm gonna just fight you on this. It's not about smarts. It's about how well you understand something. It's the breadth of your understanding,
Mm-hmm.
right? So smart,
Yeah.
smart to me is about intelligence. Intelligence and knowledge and wisdom, they're all slightly different things,
Yeah, you're nuanced.
right?
I need
So
to
I
get
can
more
have
nuanced in my
incredible
wisdom.
knowledge, but no wisdom in how to talk to you about it,
Yes, right.
right? I can have the most incredible intellect in the world and not be able to communicate it. That, in fact, a
Yes.
lot of really smart people are
Very
horrible at
common. Yeah.
communication.
Mhm.
So it's not about smart. It's about your ability to how you understand something. It's the context you understand it in, right? You can
Yeah.
have someone who doesn't know as much as the smart guy, but is so much better at communicating it that everyone around him sees them as the smart guy.
Yeah, right. 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 Yeah, I need to get more precise with my language. Thank you.
I think we all need to get precise with language.
Yes.
I think we all need to be more deliberate about the words we use.
Yeah.
One of the things I really do like about the people online who argue a lot, so Peterson and some of the other ones that are out there, is their ability to find one word that captures something that I would have used 5 words to describe.
Yeah. No, right. Right. Exactly.
Right.
Mhm.
Most of us have more vocabulary than we use on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
But you don't want to sound conceited like that some pompous guy who just knows the dictionary like the back of his hand. That's not what you want either. You want
Yeah.
to use words that are a little bit out of the day-to-day lexicon of the average person. So it shows that you have that knowledge, that you're able to use it in conversation. It gives more weight to your arguments, but it also gets people to think and know immediately what you're getting at. The communication's faster.
Yeah. It's so funny because I think in terms of Southernisms now, the South, how they speak in the
Yep.
South.
Mhm.
And the challenge is you can really get confused or you can get wrong because a lot of the people are incredibly smart here, but they don't use big words. They're just very simple, but they understand deep, complex problems actually. So I heard one guy saying one time he was talking about his business and he hired this new sales guy and he went on for like 30 minutes and this other guy was just listening and he just said one sentence. He goes, "Well, that dog doesn't hunt, get a new dog." you know, Boom, just like, okay, you just right between the eyes, no going back and forth. Yep,
Well, see, the thing is,
I love that.
concepts,
Yeah,
complex concepts, don't need complex words,
no, yeah,
right? One of the things when I was living in Japan and I was speaking Japanese, my language, my vocabulary, aside from a few random words that I knew from the news, was probably like a 5th or 6th grade vocabulary.
yeah,
But I'm thinking like college level ideas and thoughts and discussions. So I would explain politics, democratic, whatever, without knowing what the word for Democrat was. And
Yeah, right, exactly, right.
democracy was. And I would talk about democracies or capitalism or
Yeah.
taxes. I would have those conversations using 6th grade Japanese.
yeah, right.
And it actually requires you to understand the idea
Yeah,
in a way that uses basic words.
yeah, correct. Have
And-
you ever had a case like I love it when this happens? You got this idea, but you don't have the language to describe it. So you just try to like go around and around and take, I'm exaggerating, but 20 minutes to try to explain it. And then somebody else just like nails it in 3 words. And you never say you're right. You say the phrase that's right. Because that's when you're like, I've been trying to figure out how to explain. I mean, I understand the concept, but I never could put the words on it.
Well,
And I
I
just
think I
nailed
told
it.
you, was it a couple years ago, I discovered the word systems thinking
Okay, yes.
used in relation to solving problems amongst a bunch of complex systems.